Hello everybody and welcome back to Speed Force Racing. My name is JB and I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings, but before we do anything else, let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship, because if I can find the chat and the nice new colours on the Gp3 standings, let's have a look at them, because it's still the Ferrari of Trainman, who narrowly missed out on the win. No, sorry, Sven last week. Sven, who's leading, and Trainman, who's in P2. Stam is in P3, and Friedrich in P4, and Vesely is in P5. Topics not racing tonight is in P6, and Billy returning after 1 week of on the sidelines in P7. Fester is in P8, and Gamey is in P9. Dr. Special Energy not racing tonight is in P10. Lee is in P11, Hella Psychomet's in P12, and Ash is in P13. GA is in P14, Clarkson is in P15, and Chris is in P16. RDB is in P17, Hagen is in P18, Jurgemel is in P19, and Sigurd is in P20. Looking at the Constructors' Championship, it's still a rather Italian affair, because Ferrari are leading Alfa Romeo, who are in P2, and Renault in P3. Red Bull is in P4, Mercedes is in P5, and Toro Rosso is in P6. Racing Point is in P7, Haas is in P8, and Williams is in P9, McLaren is in P10. That's your Constructors and Drivers' Championships here for GP3. But I'm not on my own tonight. Tonight I'm joined by the man who is the hungriest man in Hungary. It is Alex. How are you doing, mate?
I am actually quite hungry. I haven't had my dinner yet, so
I had a Maggie's.
I shut up. I other fast food restaurants available, but yeah, I fell asleep before we started streaming, and
I did that too.
By the time I woke up, I couldn't cook dinner. So
yeah, that's occupational hazard about our line of work. Media
so if
work
I sound really tired right now, it's because I woke up like 20 minutes ago. So I should get back in gear soon enough.
He's tired, he's uninterested, it's definitely Alex.
GP3 here is going to be a good one, and Hungary, not my favourite circuit, one of my least favourites in my opinion, but it's going to be fun.
It definitely is. So 14 turns, this circuit as Magnor Magovic, or I believe that's what Felix called it.
Sector 2 is going to be very crucial in qualifying. I think that's one thing you need to point out. Sector 2 in the race, possibly not so much. I mean, it's not. But qualifying, you could lose up most of 7 tenths through there if you get it wrong. So,
not only is that important, there is a auto spin curb at turn 4. So if you hit that curb, you're going round.
That is true. And got a lot of good auto spin curb. It's not like the one in Bahrain though.
It's not an awkward one, though, is it?
No, I would disagree. It's more awkward than the one at Bahrain. I'd say the one in Bahrain is quite easily avoidable. This one, I think we're going to see a few spinners tonight, that's for sure.
Most definitely, on low fuel, everyone using as much of the track as possible in qualifying. We will see drivers hitting that curb, going round, and hopefully not going into one another. So, Alex, carrying on from last week of Germany, we're heading towards the peak point of the season. This is where you want to that's a word, get all of the points that you want. Heading into the more difficult races later on. What is the Ferrari's charge? Is there any drivers that you think you can stop them on their way here tonight?
I'm just going to be looking at a list of who's here. Friedrich's always, especially in qualifying. Friedrich can have a good qualifying, he could be involved. Stam could also be involved. Vasili's also always there. Fester, Gamey, Lee could always be a trump card. There's a few, that's for sure. It's looking like one-way traffic, though, isn't it?
This track is all about track position, and that's one thing Lee potentially doesn't have, with the fact that he is only does practice in qualifying. So that's the one potential thing that can go wrong. In Hockenheim, which is it's a much easier track here, barring turn 1, he nailed that. But then the race fell apart a little bit at the end.
Absolutely, and I think that was Lee really took advantage of the troubling conditions. Not saying Lee can't do it in regular conditions, but you could tell the fact they had lack of practice really helped him in Germany.
We're both flubbing right now, aren't we?
I don't know whether it will help him here as much, and it's going to be so interesting, I think, for sure. And It's going to be fun. I think Lee could possibly. I don't think he'll be battling for the top boys, but I think top 6 is possible. But I don't think he'll be in the top 5. I think you're going to be seeing like the Vastilli and the Ferraris and Friedrich up there. That's my top 4 in no particular order. The 2 Ferraris, Vastilli, and Friedrich.
Well, it's a dry qualifying here in Hungary, and let's see what the Hungarian round of the Formula 1 SFR circuits can do.
I don't like that. Can we just call it Budapest?
Budapest, yeah, that's better. That's fair.
Because I'm hungry, so don't call it.
I know. You is Hungary? I thought you were British.
What do you know? I did one of those.
Referencing memes.
I did one of those send your saliva to like Uzbekistan things, and it came back that I am 65% Hungarian. So
I love how you picked Uzbekistan as a place to send it to.
I just like saying Uzbekistan. Mel, I don't know whether you can tell me if I'm wrong here, but is he a normal Mercedes driver?
There are a few reserve drivers in as we're looking at Billy riding out on track here in the number 30. I have no game sound. Oh, on the day of the Formula E pre-season testing, we're running the Formula E mod in SFR. Oh, fantastic. People saying that it's a dry race. So, yeah, this is going to be fun.
Is Jürgen Mel a regular, though? Or has he been drafted in by Mercedes for this weekend?
I believe he's been pulled into reserve for the Mercedes drivers. We shall see. No, I think he is a regular. Let's have a look.
No, he's not, but he did.
He is regular, yeah.
Reserve. Okay,
he is regular.
I know he did. I knew he wasn't at the beginning of the season. I know he subbed in and did an amazing job. At one of the races in particular. So that was really, really good. And, I think he's going to do really well today at Budapest. I think it's going to suit him very much. He's very quick. I think the fact that there's not much of a taking will help him, because I think that's kind of where he struggles a little bit. He's kind of like the Valtteri Bottas, actually. He doesn't really like going for overtakes, but he's very quick.
Bottas overtook. He overtook 3 people to get into the lead. Anyway, Shadow Britain will be our first driver on track, running the Honda power unit. That's the one thing that I've ever won a race with is Honda. So we'll see what the Hungarian track has for the British driver. Yes, I did flub that dramatically because I wasn't planning on saying Hungarian. I meant to say Honda. Running down into turn 1 now. You know what? I'm going to put I'm not going to put my dash on because there's no point. I can't hear any engine noise.
Chris is going to get some nice slipstream, and that's going to help him as well. So is Billy as well, who got some slipstream. But Chris, I think he's picked the right distance to be away from Shadow Britain, but he's on the medium tyres. This isn't his first. This is not his timed run.
Jen, I have to interrupt you here because Shadow Britain coming through a very tricky turn 4, which is then into turn 5. This is the auto spin curve. Turn 4, you can invalidate your laps at on every side of the corner, so you've got to be millimetre perfect. And the auto spin curve, Shadow Britain taking it very gingerly as he heads through the chicane. This track, I've seen some horrendous crashes at on the F1 games. I was here only a few weeks ago with another league I commentate on, and there was people straight lining into one another at the hairpin. And not to insult that league, they're absolutely brilliant. They gave me a nice home. But yeah, they penalties were handed.
You are right though. He's taking it very gingerly. Maybe this is just a few practice lap or something, because he's not pushing. He's not attacking the corners like you would like to. I think he may have lost 3 or 4 tenths in that middle sector, and he's slowing down now. I think
he's got no power. He's got no electrical power.
On the power, not being too nice to him. I think Chris could and potentially should smash this. He's on the medium, so
Chris does.
He does though. He does. He still does. And Billy there, you can tell, going a bit faster, but he's in the hard, so good time from Billy.
Look at that! Oh, in reverse order, the tyres that should be quicker are in fact slower than both of the medium runners. Maggi going up to P3.
Jürgen Mal invalidated.
Oh, did he? Fester about to cross the line. Gamey Things retired. Fester goes P2. Where did Gamey Things retire the car? Miles away from Lee now, who's getting it all wrong at the final corner. Ash goes faster, though, in the Red Bull. But Vittorio Rosso, what can the AlphaTauri car do? He goes P16.
And
then, wow! Holy moly!
That's in the words of Peter Parker. Holy shit!
That is an incredible lap time from the Ferrari, which shows...
Trainman match him?
Well,
or is it just one of the brothers Swede? Trainman's coming around the front corner now. I told you the Ferrari is actually to suit them. Raw pace is what they're good at. Track position is what they're good at. They can't. Trainman comes across the line. He is pushing. Oh, not really.
No, he had ERS mode 2.
Is this his first lap? I really hope he's not just giving his brother the
I don't
potential
think so.
treatment.
I think there's something wrong with his setup potentially. Jurgen out round. He's caught it nicely. He has the 19, and Jurgen is still okay as he heads into pit lane. This pit lane is much more difficult. Lee, watch
You,
out! You can crash
you
there.
can you can tell that he's certainly just trying to get used to the Mercedes. I don't think he was here last week in Hockenheim. So it's been a while for him getting used to Mercedes. But still, though, he's the man to look out for because he's taking his time on the hard tyres, remember, and he's almost up to Ash. So
Lee
yeah,
on the hard tyres is about to come around the final corner. DRS open as he blasts towards the line. He goes P8, putting it right in the mix with the medium runners.
I genuinely think Shadow Britain's tyre would have been decent if he didn't take it so gingerly in the final in Sector 2. And yeah, obviously he's coming around again. I think it was just a warm-up that it was. Now he can push again. He's on the hard tyres there. Putting in those laps, I think Vasily could be the only man here to really put pressure on. Friedrich's still got laps in him. He's put his time on the hards. But yeah, I mean, I think the top 4 will be correct here, but it's looking one-way traffic for Ferrari once again, isn't it?
Stam arriving with a new helmet this week in the 96 car. Looks very nice. Sort of matches the Williams a little bit as he comes through the middle sector here. It can all go wrong here as he holds it in 5th gear. You can't really hear it as he heads down towards the final couple of corners now. Does the Williams. What can he do in the Rocket sponsor car? Rocket being a phone company, not the type that go into space.
I've got a question for you, JB. You've raced a little bit. Once you've once you see a team dominating the sport, kind of like they do in real life, how do you get your motivation back up? Because it's one-way traffic for Ferrari. I know I've said that, but their times are mightily impressive, especially Sense.
They are in the situation of potentially they're quicker in qualifying than they are in the race. You've just got to keep going and keep trying to know what you got to do.
Interesting.
In the race.
Sorry to cut you off, mate. It's interesting. Sven's come out on the medium compound tyres.
I just saw that. Trainman's out on the softs again, and he's going slowly. Well, at least he was down in the last sector. Wow, that's aggressive from the 14. I think he's heading back to pit lane. Duff, the no, hold on, Scandinavian driver. Had to make sure which one it was.
I think he was literally attacking the track there to see how far he could push the car. But no, right now Ash is sitting comfortably in 3rd. He's done a good job actually. His time's pretty good. But I think he might slip down the order. But his teammate at Red Bull has crashed out, that being Gamey. So this could be a good chance for Ash to improve the Red Bull bosses.
Most definitely. Whoa, Lee getting into contact with Ryan Van Doom. Ryan Van Doom on an outlap, hitting Lee, and Lee penalised. Oh, I don't know whether I agree with that. People in the chat, it did look like Lee was weaving, and Lee potentially weaving to get out of the way of his tyres are knackered, to get out of the way of Ryan.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but look at Stam's time. On the mediums. On the mediums.
So, the Greek driver, cat among the pigeons, and Williams fighting Ferrari.
Yeah, absolutely. Ash is about to start that out. For me, I think maybe he's a bit hard done by, but I can see why the in-game steward decided to give him the penalty. He's just got to deal with it. But, I mean, that puts more pressure on Lee. I mean, I see why. He probably just was penalised, but I think he had the right intentions. I think
Lee got out of the way, or attempted to get out of the way, or was trying to warm his tyres up, potentially whatever he was doing. Ryan came around the corner. It's a blind corner. It's not Ryan's fault. It's not Lee's fault. It just happened. And Ryan will be upset. But
the rules of the sport is someone's got to be at fault, and you can't really fault Ryan for that one, but you can't really fault Lee either. It's a difficult thing, isn't it? When someone's got to be at fault.
It's a racing incident. It's a blind corner. The game's saying that he's a victim. We know that that's not how it works. As we look at Sonic Hawk in the Alfa Romeo reserving tonight.
So would you give a penalty there then?
No, I wouldn't have given penalties that. Because Lee was on a lap, he can do whatever the hell he likes, you know?
Ash is cutting on another lap here, and he's giving it everything. But he's got Jurgen now, he's got to get off the track, he's got to ditch the circuit there. That's kind of... But Ash has a really solid lap here, mate. Keep rising this. I think he'd improve by... What's coming in?
Into pit lane does come.
Maybe a late invalidation there. No, but look at that time from Stam. Credit where it's due.
Oh, most definitely. As Sonic Hawk is lagging a little bit on my end, probably just me, as we look at Saeed, the number 9 car, trying to get up the order from P16. But
So,
the thing is, I'm
currently,
quite excited with Formula One right now being a little bit more lenient with rules, which is fantastic to see.
what do you think about the Charles Leclerc thing? That was ridiculous, wasn't it?
On subject, I see why they did it. I disagree with it, but at the same time, it happened. You can't really argue that. And he did, in turn, cause Max to DNF. So, yeah, it works that he got the penalised. The question of people questioning, oh, Sebastian should have got a jump start. No, look at Bottas in 2017 in Austria. He didn't get a jump start there because he didn't break the line. That's consistency. For once we have consistency, GA, P14.
Sorry, mate, there's a big surprise here. There's going to be a big bluff card here. We don't know what Friedrich's real pace is because he set his time on the hard tyres and he hasn't set any time on the mediums, so we don't know what his relative pace is. Man, though, he's currently out on the mediums. A lot of drivers get out on the medium tyres here. No, not many soft runners. Do you think this could benefit Stam? Because especially maybe Trainman can improve, but can Sven improve on those medium tyres?
Festa on a lap time. Lienel also on a lap time, according to the game. So will Felix feel like he's hard done by Lee? I don't think so. In fact, I think Lee's actually helping him as a reference car in a way to look at where the hard tyres are going. Lee out of the way.
Good job there by Lee.
Swede. Yeah, well, he's already been told off once when he engaged you. He doesn't need again, does he?
No, thank you.
Oh, it's a shame he's P6 as well. I've just seen. That's genuinely going to hurt because he's having a good run of form right now. Qualifying! Felix caught it like Vettel! No, he hasn't! He's out of qualifying! What an airborne accident!
He's still improved!
That is, I'll tell you what, crashing a week already goes to Felix because he caught he had that, he just needs to let off the throttle a little bit, but crikey.
Heartbreak, and Friedrich's coming out on the hard tyres again. So I don't know what he's playing at in the run-out.
Yikes, says Felix. Felix already in the chat saying yikes. 3.5 for the entry,
Felix,
but 10 for the landing.
Felix, I wouldn't go to Gunter for a while. Yeah.
Oh, it's alright, Gunter's been banned for the paddock, didn't you hear?
Has he?
He got kicked out of the paddock in where were we last? Japan. For what he said in Russia.
By the way, I just want to say now, Eddie, I just want to give my thoughts and prayers to anyone that was affected by Storm Hagibis, Typhoon Hagibis. You know, all the best to everyone that was affected, and it was a horrible incident, mate.
Well, it's natural. You can't really do anything about it. Get out of the way. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. They dealt with it. They've dealt with accidents like that or natural phenomena like that for many years. Japan know what they're doing, and it's a shame that people died in it.
Still though,
but
never. It's never nice to lose a life, is it?
No.
In these sorts of things.
Most definitely not. But we're going to focus now on the task in hand, and that is the last 5 minutes 20 seconds.
I'm looking at Hagen right now.
I'm on Hagen, so Renault power. Versus Mercedes power. How's Vesely doing as we look at Hagen coming around the final corner?
Where can Hagen get? I mean, he hasn't really put. Jurgenmel's round again, so he's not.
Hagen's going to go P6. Improvement, but not enough to touch the flying Haas of. I say that Sykovich goes fourth.
Sykovich beats the flying Haas. Could Festa stay in the top 10, or do you think he'd rather go outside?
As horrible as it sounds, I don't think he will.
If he can go 11th, well, he's got Lee. So if Lee beats him, he can go up a place. I hate to say it, but that's what he's got to be thinking about.
It is, yeah. Sorry, I was laughing at what Felix just said, not at Lee. Saying that he can hear Gunter shouting from the outside of the pit wall. So he's clearly walked down to the edge of the pits and Gunter throwing stuff across the pit straight at him.
Friedrich is pushing. Do you think Friedrich, though, has to box this lap if he wants to get an actual qualifying lap in on the soft tyres or the medium tyres?
It's going to be close. He's got to think about what he's doing now, and if he wants to get a proper lap in, he's going to have to think about the pit lane too. I think he'll be heading to pit lane now. No, he doesn't. He's carried on for one more time.
How long is a lap here? 1 minute 20. He might be okay.
That's a slow lap. DRS open plus a little bit more to get out of pit lane. He goes P10.
These are the hard tyres though. Sven improves and that's it. Oh, and Ash's Span and Ryan Van Doon again is qualifying.
Well, at least he wasn't penalised. Ash with a 5-place penalty for making contact. And Ryan Van Doom is sat there. He was on a lap this time, and Ash on an outlap. So Ash Span at the auto spin curb, but looks like it can confirm.
Yeah, that's what happened. Chris! Sorry, mate, Chris!
The
in the McLaren!
German! He's been said to be part of the invites all week, but I've been recording, so I haven't been able to join. He's gone up to P3, had a
All I'm
torrid
saying is,
time
mate,
in Hockenheim.
Train Man's interestingly gone on the medium compound, so a different strategy here for the Ferrari. Mate, Friedrich's got a push now to get back. I think he'll...
Oops. Do apologise for that.
Do
I
you?
managed to click Gamey name. Ryan Van Doom to pit lane for the millionth time in his racing point. And at this point, you got to think, wow, how much is Stroll going to charge me for this? Friedrich gunning it in the Renault. The 22 car is to pit lane now. He has got less time. He's got Mad G coming through in front of it. As a potential. Oh, hold on. Was he trying to overtake into pit lane? He was, considering it. We might have lost Alex. He's back. Hello.
Hello, I'm back. I had to kill a fly. It was getting on my nerves, so yeah. Ryan Van Doom though, can he get back out?
Oh, he'll be able to get back out. He's just a marvel of if he's able to get a lap time in, because right now it doesn't seem like he can. Shadow
What do you think about this?
Lap time.
What do you think about the ideas of the Ferrari split strategizing it though?
It's personal choice when it comes to league racing. Shadow Britain goes P15. It's a personal choice when it comes to league racing. You're not winning thousands of dollars or thousands of pounds by winning races. So it's your personal choice what you do, splitting your strategy. Yeah, it works to work with your teammate, but at the same time, potentially, say if you and I were teammates and we, due to terrible internet,
Vasily improves. They can't get about a train man, so Vasily's going to be fit there, but he's starting on the mediums as well. So a train man, he's got some competition over. Vasily's flat tyres are 3 laps old. Yellows, and here comes Stam. Has Friedrich also left the pit lane? Friedrich is leading.
Oh no, train man's out. Train man's out of qualifying. He won't get another lap in. He's having to run back to pit lane. He's weaving, so unless he's gapping he's gapping. He's done 2 warm-up laps, so 1 out lap and a warm-up lap on these mediums. He's now going to push like absolute madmen in that Ferrari and try and get a lap in.
Sven won't get round as well. Chris is done. Stam's done. So right now it's looking like Sven to be the man to watch as Ash has span round again. Not the day for him. Jürgen Mauer is out there, he hasn't hit the steam limits at a time. Here comes Lee though, he's on an outlap. So
Ash cutting the corner to let someone through. I don't know what the stewards will say about that. I tended to say that they shouldn't do that, but that's just me.
If you're going to let someone through, I think it should be okay.
Well, no, in real life you wouldn't do that if you damaged the car.
Yeah, but, we can take creative license here.
I don't know. As a guy that spends most of his time watching cars to make sure they don't break the rules, it's very difficult to change the rules in my head.
You're like a librarian, but except you're...
Whoa, Lee did well not to lose it there. No,
I'm watching Jürgen Mel, actually. Jürgen Mel, he's going to be the only man. I think he might be the first guy to come across the line here. He gets at a time, he's on the medium, kind of getting inside that all-important top 10. However, mate, it's looking good for Sven right now, isn't it? But he's not going to come across the line. Is he? Oh my god, look at this, it's going to be so close.
Ash has been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. The lap is now over. At the end of qualifying, Ash will be starting from the back of the grid. Sven got to start the grid. What can Jürgen do?
I don't know,
Felix saying, please push me up the top 10.
Jürgen doesn't manage it.
Lee is next. Lee coming round the final corner.
Gets a better Chris.
Wherever Lee qualifies, he will not be qualifying there. Crossing the line, he goes P4. He's going to be starting P8. Oh, sorry, P9. Sven is up on his time, but he's out. He's stopped. Sven is stopping.
He doesn't need to continue. He knows that he's done the job. Look at
this. Does he now? Because Friedrich's on a lap time. Friedrich running 2 hours. He's 5 tenths up on his lap time. It won't put him in contention so far, at least in the last sector. But what can the Norwegian do?
His goal is to beat Trainman, so that's his goal right now, for sure. It's so close right now. What can he do though?
He's got no power, no electrical power in the Renault. Crossing the line now. Where can he go? He's going to go P7. Going to move up 1 position, and Ryan Van Doom is in P2!
That's a surprise.
After spending most of a session with no front wing, Ryan Van Doom
and first against his wish! First against his wish!
No, Chris!
Lee came 5th! And Chris has left the session!
Chris has lagged out the session, hopefully he can get in. Ryan Van Doom, right up there. So
Anyway, so Sven is on pole by 6 tenths of a second. He's on the soft tyre. You've got Ryan Van Doom 6 tenths behind him. He's on the soft tyre. You've got Stam in third. He was on the medium tyre, 8 tenths behind Sven. You got Trainman on the medium tyre. He was behind Stam. Then you got Lee, who came 5th who qualified, 10th though, which Chris to 5th, Vasily to 6th, Friedrich to 8th, no, 7th, and Psychonich to 8th, and then Lee will come 10th. No, Jay will come 9th, then Lee, then Fefster, who gets his wish, Sonic Hawk, Hagen, Jurgenau, Magi, Wonderbilly, Shadow Britain, Game Things, and Ash was disqualified. So everyone outside the top 10 from Fefster downwards is going to get free tyre choice. And what qualifying, what a surprise from Ryan Van Doom, without being mean to the bloke. Didn't expect that one.
Well, we know Ryan's fast. Traditionally a GP2 driver, he may have swapped positions and headed down to GP3 for the midpoint of this season. But yeah, Ryan spent most of the day without a front wing after hitting Lee. Oh, Friedrich's left the session now. So after hitting Lee, I hope this isn't how it starts again. Oh god, I can't deal with this again. After hitting Lee getting a penalty, Ash, who hit him and then got a penalty again, but Ash being disqualified didn't count towards that penalty. But again, nonetheless, when it comes to letting drivers through, you should always stay on the track and drive. So Friedrich rejoining. Parking on the track is not what you should be doing. You should never actually stop. This is a tip to anyone who goes racing at all, be it go-karting, be it car racing, whatsoever. Never stop on track at all. Because then you're going to cause marshals to come out and get you. This isn't real life, obviously. But marshals come out and get you. Then you feel like, oh no, we're fine. We can get back in. We can get back driving. I just stopped to let them through. That's bullshit.
Friedrich's car isn't on the track.
Friedrich is... Oh, crikey. He's not. And I saw Chris was ghosted. So is Chris able to get back into his car? It's this heartbreak for Chris once more.
And for Friedrich as well. His car ain't on the circuit.
Chris leaving the session once more. He's got around the time for Sven to go through, and Friedrich is going to be heartbroken to not be starting this race by the looks of it.
That's drama.
This is... Wow. Chris rejoined. Let's just check in with the McLaren. Can he get into that car? Please, can he? I need Chris, because he's got pace here tonight. Can he get back in? I don't think he'll be able to be completely honest. He lagged out during the loading screen. We might just have to deal with a 49 car ghost all race. God damn it.
Find out.
God damn it.
I feel more sorry for Friedrich's left. Yeah, nothing Friedrich can do.
This game is absolute rubbish. So, coming to the end of the formation lap now, here in Hockenheim, let's try that again, here in Budapest. Alex, I don't remember who you were for a second. Who are you going to be looking at the start of this race?
Trainman, I'm going to be honest, I know he's only 4th, but he's on a different tyre strategy. And I want to see how he does against Stam, who I think is his main competitor off the start.
And as always, I will be looking at the start of the grid and shouting for about the first lap and a half, or a little bit longer if they're like they were in Hockenheim. Let's see how these guys are nice and well behaved. Friedrich putting sad face in. I'm so sorry, mate. I'm so sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, saying Ryan's going to start. Ryan Van Doom is a good shout tonight as the Red Bulls line up. And now
could he be a dark horse, mate? That's what
I believe he might be a pink one. He might be a pink one.
Terrible joke. Anyway, we're going to continue here.
Okay, so waiting, the car's clipped back into position, and now we're going to head towards the lights here in Budapest. What does this track have in store for SFR tonight? The lights are on now, climbing to 5 red lights here in Budapest. The lights are on. The lights are out. Now it's a good start from Ryan Van Doom in P2, but a better start from Sven. I think in the second stages, Ryan's going to come across him. No, Sven cutting across the defending inside line. Ryan Van Doom's going to have to go the long way round if he wants to take lead in turn 1, and they all go carrying through. Chris is driving the car though, which is great to see, and they all come hassling through turn 1, heading down the short run into turn 3. On the grass, there's a Mercedes in the background of Jürgen, and they're all coming through into the tight and twisty section. Alex, what have you seen?
What a start from Trainman there. Getting the better of Stam, He's pushing on to Ryan Van Doom. I think the crucial moment for Ryan Van Doom there was to get across Sven. He couldn't manage it. Without being mean to, that puts Sven in really good stead, and Trainman's pushing, so...
Haggard is wide, with damage on the nose of the Renault. He's clipped back on, and there seems to be a lagging Sonic Hawk in front of him, as he now challenges through the chicane. There's lots of damage in the midfield. Sonic Hawk with damage, and Haggard with damage as well. Lee seemed to have escaped it for once without damage. Oh, Sonic Hawk is majorly laggy on my screen.
You sound a bit rubbish too, mate. I think your internet might be having a bit of a moment.
No, I should hope not. As we're trying to focus now.
Your biggest winner, though, was Mad G. He's got 7 positions.
Racing Point never really went strongly here in Hockenheim. As Force India, maybe this time, as you see Billy to the inside line, up the final corner now, trying to pass Fester. Tell me if my voice quality does improve, and Fester does have to concede the position to the Alpha Salva.
Oh, Trainman, that was at the back of Ryan Van Doom, who himself was trying to defend from Stam, who's come on strong up the inside. No,
you can't make a move there unless you're really close, and Stam has had to jump out the position. 3 drivers in the pit lane, Sonic Hawk, Hagen and Jurger.
For me though, mate, look at this. I think Trainman's maybe heated the tyres a bit too much on the line here, or Stam's just come to life, because the Williams is pushing them all the way.
Williams in the second stages of lap 2, looking very fast. Sector 2's yellow flags are waving. It's further back, it's Ash! After causing absolute pandemonium in qualifying, he's now exited the race on lap 2. I believe that's at the Autospin curb.
I was right, goes really wide. It's going to leave him a bit vulnerable. Interestingly, mate, Psychomich. He's quite slow. I don't know if he's got damage or whether he's just slow.
Virtual safety car deployed, and they hit the touch! Stam and Trainman hit, and Trainman get off the track!
Trainman's eyes been left.
He got proper rear-ended, so Trainman saw the virtual safety car board come out and hit the brakes.
Everyone's in.
Not everyone. A few drivers are in.
Ryan wants to get rid of his tyres.
Well, it's obviously quicker to change your tyres under the virtual safety car. I was looking at Chris, who's now in P3.
Wing change for the Williams.
Well, yeah, because he did sort of clout the back of the Ferrari, so it's completely understandable. This is now working in the favour of Chris. He wants to get back up there after not even being able to make the start there.
Absolutely, and now it's for Cyclist to second.
Back to racing now, and look at the start from Chris! He's running around the outside, he can't do his here! He's going to have to pull! Oh, there's contact! Are they disconnected from one another? I'm not sure, but he's behind Vesely now, after Psychovic and him almost came together.
What a move from Vesely, though.
GA round, the other McLaren's in trouble. He's caught it back, he's going to get back on race, so spin the car on the grass, and you're back on the track.
He's lucky he's got a gap to Stam. Chris, though, with a blister.
He is. He's got to stay out of trouble, though, because he's got to make sure he makes those tyres last and get the right start. Matt G on the back of him, almost running to the back of the McLaren. Not ready. And Ninel,
strangely slow.
Ninel, the ball is looking to get through. Psychovic is in some serious trouble right now with that car. There's a GP4 driver. He pulls in the pit lane now. And releasing the GP3s.
I'm really interested. Did he get wing damage from that?
I'm not sure, but Matt G.
Here comes Chris.
Matt G under pressure from Chris. DRS enabled, so that will help him. Shadow Britain the bus man on track, and Matt G having to back out the man with the Christmas style helmet, I will say, unless he corrects me later on.
No, there was just a tyre change from Psychovic.
Maybe the softs just weren't working for the hat.
Mad undercut. I think we'll see Chris coming as well.
Oh, second 3 yellow flags. Is that? I'm not sure.
It's Sonic Hawk.
Okay. So now eyes. Oh, Lee catching the car that almost went into the barrier, and my cat is straining to look at what I'm looking at. There you go.
Stam already into P13. He's already on
Billy
the back.
Billy passing Fester for the 50th time in this race.
As Lena almost on the back of Mad G.
Sector 2 and 3. It's Sven. He's out the race. Sven is out from the lead on his own. Oh, disaster!
Ferrari's stairs come from bad to worse.
I do apologise for the squealing there.
And you can. I'll be honest, mate, this does make the racing a little bit more exciting, though. Who's going to win?
Who knows? Could it be a new time runner? My cat's looking at me thinking, what on earth are you doing? So...
I mean, Chris's tyres are
that was
shot.
too loud.
Vistili's got through. And Vistili's in the box seat right now, my friend.
So, Linnell looking to make it 3 wide here into turn 1. Looking to pass Mad G. Let's looking for Billy. Leads through, and he's passed Chris as well into turn 1. But he's gone deep, and now they're going side by side once more. 3 engine manufacturers, and this time round it's going to be Mad G and Chris. Chris is Mad G and Lee, but Lee's through. Lee into P2, Mad G into
Chris has
P3.
left the room for the Alfa Romeo. No, Billy, they're getting a bit too excited, in my opinion, and just didn't really have any idea. I mean, he just tried to go to the inside of a corner where you can't really hook it unless there's enough space. And I don't really think Chris saw him coming and just slammed the door shut. A bit harsh, but I think Billy went for such a late move that Chris will be excused. Chris has got to pit just to get out of his mess.
So, Philly coming in already and getting upset.
They tie Jurgemel and Hagen.
Completely understandable that you're upset, Sven. I do apologise, but there's nothing we can do about this horrendous game.
Who's that?
That's Sven coming in. It's getting worse. This game's getting worse. Just looking gap at the top. He took himself out. He crashed out. I assume he screen freezes.
Chris should be in. Chris is not boxing. He's damaging his race here for sure.
He's looking. I think if he can get 30 laps out of the hards, that might really help as we look at Billy looking to pass the McLaren. The McLaren looking stronger right towards the end of the corner. No, Billy to the inside line. He's going to make a late lunge to the inside line. That's the wrong word because I said gunge to start with. The DRS is going to open 1-1 the McLaren as he tries to get the traction out. The Alfa Sauber is going to hassle him. Oh, be careful not to make contact here. And Chris is doing a mighty job at defending from Billy.
Billy though,
he's wide, he's off the track, and Festa's round, he's out! From lag! What on earth is this game anymore?
What happened?
There was I think Chris lagged back into Festa's car, and well, there you go. They're ultimately why. And so Chris didn't leave of all accord. He was racing when he left. Sector 1 yellow flag, and Felix is going to be mightily upset. I do think that's a lag incident, and I don't know. I can't remember how the stewards are to penalise lag incidents now. But this game is getting horrendous to the point that if I were, well, I don't know, if I was in a sane state of mind, I'd probably say, right, let's stop this now because this is getting ridiculous. Sector 2 yellow flag, Hagen out as well. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to allow that. I'm allowing that, Felix.
Was there a bit of experimental language used?
And it's being allowed because I feel that way too right now. Trainman's the inside line. Trainman passing gave me things.
Yeah, I mean, Hagen wasn't a lag incident, it was out of spin curve.
Gamey's going to try and come back at Trainman, but it hasn't happened. So let's run through the order quickly right now. Vesely is in P1, ahead of Linnell in P2, ahead of Maggi in P3. Billy's in P4, Trainman is in P5, and Gamey's in P6. Chris is classified P7, but will not get the points if he finishes there. And Ryan Van Doom is in P8, Shadow Britain in P9, and Stam in P10. Remember, stops are still yet to happen. Psychowitz is in P11. Whoa, hold on, something's happened here. Whoa, Ryan Van Doom round!
No damage by the looks of it there, but there's a massive smoke cloud, and Stam is right there. Yeah, Ryan's going to enter it. Some drivers finding this circuit incredibly tricky. Ryan won them. It's a bad day for Ryan Van Doom, isn't it?
I don't know what will happen right now. I think his tyres just died towards the start, and it all went wrong.
Sorry, mate, Trainman is a man who has recovered incredibly well. Chris has been overtaken his ghost car there. I don't think Chris has met any other invites left, unfortunately, to get back in.
Well, I don't know. I think maybe it is best for Chris to stand out right now. I'm glad it's not. I'm glad I'm seeing less lag on my screen than I assume the drivers are seeing. Because can you imagine driving in this game right now and having screen freezes and different drivers lagging around the track to the point you can't see all day? Ryan Van Doom is into pit lane, and I think that it will be a nose change for the Racing Point.
Yeah, I agree. And one person that hasn't done as well as I would have thought they would have done is Jurgemel. Normally he's right up in their top 5, top 6. Not been his day today, has it?
Well, still a lot of time to go because, shockingly, we're only 8 laps in, even though it feels like we're going for much longer there. And I think drivers are going to be extremely upset in this race.
Well,
And
mate,
frankly, I'm upset too. I don't know if you can tell. I'm rather upset.
Yeah, I mean, the game servers are okay. I think it's just certain people's internet. You
No,
know?
it's not, because there are no servers. This is player-to-player connection. So we build the server is built on a web of us connecting to one another. So there's no server. It's itself.
I thought there was such thing as game servers.
There are game servers, but they haven't got any game servers because Codemasters are cheap. That's the only reason they keep making games, because F1 can be cheaply making games from them.
Right.
They focus on their own games like Grid.
Anyway, here comes Trainman.
He's not got the pace though to pass Billy right now. Billy's got some straight line speed in the Alpha Sauber.
Lee's doing really solid in second.
And Lee's up the race. I've not been saying that. I've not been saying what they've been saying in the points in the chat about this, but I tell you who's in trouble right now. Mad G. He's lost a lot of time towards the drivers behind him, Billy and Trainman, both coming up to catch the racing points.
The thing is, so Billy's being pushed by the Ferrari, and in turn, Mad G's getting swallowed up right now. Psychovic though not having a good day. Festa was a surprise to me.
Whoa!
That's unfortunate.
Deep for Trainman, but he's caught it and he's able to keep going round. Billy in P4 looking to make it onto the podium for a while. The first time in a while for the British driver. On the back of Mad G. Mad G, who's aiming to get, I don't know if you saw the chat, he's aiming to get 100 points as a reserve driver, or potentially until he gets a full drive. Try and get 100 droids. Oh, Hagen's left, so... Oh wait, that's the wrong one. I read it as Chris has rejoined us in P11. I don't know how wise that is, but he has rejoined us. I know that sounds absolutely horrible to say. I don't like to say that on stream, but it's I don't know how wise that is to question that. Maybe he's had time to turn the internet off.
Well, look at these top three: Billy, Mad G, and Trainman. Mad G is lacking some pace because Lee is leaving him in the dust. Lee's keeping up with Vasily.
That's nasty from Britain, absolutely pushing Stam to the wall as Michael Schumacher did to Rubens Barrichello all those years ago. Yeah, Chris has rejoined us, but
and he's in the car.
I wonder whether Stam will complain about that, because that was a very late defence from Britain. I mean, to be honest, that's normally our forte, isn't it, making late defences?
I think that's just really good racing there from Shadow. Harsh but fair. I like a bit of harsh racing. These guys aren't ballerinas. These guys are F1 drivers. So
well, no, they're not. They're men who playing their games in the walls. Let's be completely honest. We are not Formula 1 drivers.
Come on, man. You're making my commentary look crap.
Everyone who I've ever met has always said that Schumacher's move there was completely and utterly disgusting. So I completely disagree with that. Best to leave in the session. But you know.
I just like a bit more harsh racing, as you know.
Well, I like harsh racing too, but Schumacher was silly there because he wasn't in a powerful car. He was in
I don't even know what incident you're talking about. I was more talking about the Shadow Britain Stam one, but...
Well, that's what Shadow Britain did, but he didn't do it to the extreme. Anywho, off that subject, Billy on the back of Mad G. Mad G's tyres are fading. I think the medium runners are going to start to far pain, and I think Mad G is the first one with that pain.
This is really helping Lee, though, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not far ahead. We can see him from the onboard cameras.
6 seconds up.
As we look now at Billy on the back of Mad G, what can G get up to as he tries to defend?
This is a sector where they can't overtake Mad G, but he's so much slower. Billy!
Oh!
Deciding to let the Ferrari through.
I was watching the chat, so...
Billy let the Ferrari through.
Is he pitting?
I think he's just decided, I want to follow you, trade man. Go on, my friend.
Confused face. As we look now once more at them charging, Billy is weaving offline. I'm not saying he's doing anything wrong, which is completely fine. He's not impeding anyone, but I wonder if he's heading to pit lane. Let's have a look. Looking at the Alpha Sauber, are the crew ready to take him? They are not. So he's just. Oh. I would have wanted to be the person trying to attack Maggi. I wouldn't have wanted to get past like that.
Maybe there's a bit of tyre heat issues.
What's he doing? Looking at Trainman, Sector 1 yellow flag. It's
To
Vesely! Vesely is in the wall at turn 1. And Lee now is now leading, and let's not draw any attention to that again. Yes, he just happens to have a number 1 next to his name. Let's just ignore that. Everyone look down. We're looking at the battle now for second place. Dan's first comment was, "Don't say it."
Has Lee ever won an SFR?
Yes, multiple times. He almost won the championship in season 3.
Has he won this season?
No, he has not won this season. He has a bad season this season.
Could it be Hungary? No, I'm sorry,
don't say it.
Could it be Hungary?
Where's the spike strap? We need to put it over his tyres. Why did I say that? You don't talk of your tyres. Oh god, what am I on about? I need a moment. How are we 12 laps in? How has all this happened in 12 laps?
This race can go on forever, in my opinion, because this has been a belter.
Now,
here comes Train Man now.
Maggi, again, he's got the same thing as Chris. He's very quick in a straight line. He's inching closer, is the Swede. The Swede looking to the outside line. The singular brother Swede.
No bad doing with the penalty.
Oh, he's got the power there on traction. Look at the power on traction. The only one, the singular
go
brother.
a long way round, Kenny.
No.
He's going to do the switch.
He's close though. Maggi's got some serious trouble with that. Let's turn on our favourite friend, the race, the telemetry, which we don't normally do as we go on board with Maggi. He's in some trouble with something. His ERS is low, and I don't know what's wrong with that car. Why is his car going so slow? Because we saw this with Psychomatch earlier on in the race, didn't we?
Vasily versus Chris. It's going to be interesting. Like, look at this for P10. And Vasily's going to have to come up behind Chris.
And Chris is the German in P10 right now is looking to stay in the top 10.
Maggi has lost tons of
time. Hold on, 32. It's not any of our drivers, it's Shadow.
It's Shadow. It's Shadow Britain.
Rather than Sonic, it is Shadow. Oh, I just thought we had Sonic and Shadow in the lobby right now.
However, it was a Toro Rosso, and it wasn't Liddell.
It's getting closer. Trainman for the undercut now on Maggi and everyone else on the medium compounded tyres. Now comes the fun as we see the Ferrari. He's going to get on fresh tyres. I think he'll be heading to hard tyres now, trying to remainder of the race on those.
They'll only come out though. Will he get Psychomatch? Yeah, he'll come out in a nice bit of free air.
Maggi's got more power than Billy, but he didn't have more than Trainman. Questions, answers, and very confused faces from the two commentators. We have a postcard? Oh, well, that's
I don't know.
I just read the one you wrote about me. That was mean.
I'm sorry, you just had too many Jaffa cakes.
I don't like Jaffa cakes. That's why I eat them. I eat them just to annoy you. Oh, Vesely! Wow!
Whoa!
Sorry, Cat.
That was almost Festening all over again from qualifying. Mate, I don't know about you whether you're seeing this, but Billy's turning on the stuff.
Oh, Trainman's out. Both Ferrari, nightmare for Ferrari here. What on earth? It's the same thing on power. He just lost it on the curbs and he's round. And
mate,
he's out.
I think Billy's turned on the stuff, mate. He's gonna sort of come in. Will Maggi follow? Maggi's staying out. Billy stays out.
Billy there, the way he positioned his car, he looked like he was questioning the pit lane. He looked like he was hoping Maggi was going to pit. So I think he's going to try and pit at the same lap as the other British driver.
Well, the bad days continue for Ferrari. This could be, who is second in the constructors?
Trainman. No, Alfa Romeo. In the constructors, sorry.
Billy's doing a phenomenal job right now. If he can get up today, in at least the second place, because we don't want to take this win away from Lee. Not commentary bias, I promise.
Nah, I am. I've spent 4 years being friends with Lee. I'm allowed to be biased in this situation. And I'm allowed to be confused as well.
I've never actually talked to Lee, so
it depends if he comes in for the interview, because potentially he won't be able to, due to other times. But Chris has been passed by Vesely after Vesely decided to go and make a trip towards the pit wall. But he managed to take it strong this time round. as we're on to lap 15 out of 35.
Well, the thing is, though, I think
here.
Billy just realised when Trademan retired, he's only racing Mad G for the undercut now. So he's going to go now.
So he's looking for the undercut now. Where's Lee? Lee is just trundling along with his nice.
Lee doesn't need to worry about it. He's got
he does need to worry because anything can happen. If the safety car dropped when he was in the middle of a circuit and people in front of him were pitting, or people around him weren't pitting, he's got to make sure he gets the right position to pit. Anything can happen. Lee can still not win this race. We have a long time to go here in the Budapest. Budapest?
In Budapest.
Budapest. I'm a rapper now. Did you not know? My debut album will be dropping soon. It will have all the great things like
Stam's
he's in
still
the
got
wall.
a pit. I think Lee's net P1.
Well, he hasn't stopped yet, so he hasn't got people in front of him to say he's net. Shadow Britain under pressure from Jurgen. Jurgen just up the inside, and the Toro also. Toro.
Jurgen Mel, though, he's had a very good stint.
Gosh, Shadow on the brakes is not. He didn't enjoy himself there, did he? That was full Gary Pappett.
Bit of a squeeze there. I don't know who that is, but
Gary Pappett. Oh, British DTM champion. Double DTM
what's
champion?
DTM?
DTM.
It's DTM.
Who else knows who Gary Pappett is in the chat? Please tell me you know who Gary is. Gary's brilliant. He's actually a really nice guy as well.
Anyway, mate, will we sort of get off move? Magie's not coming in.
More circulation right
and
now.
neither is Lee.
Stam's in with a chance of winning this race right now. He has just stopped. He hasn't stopped long ago on the hard compound tyres.
He's on 13 lap old. I don't think they're going to make.
Well, he'll have to stop again, but then again, Lee's going to stop as well. Thinking about it, decides not to make the move on Gamey. Gamey's looking for a sterling defence right now on the Williams to the inside line, potentially for the Greek driver. No, he's going to try to stay to the outside line. He's on the grass. He caught it though. He's having to go side by side. And what can he do? They're going to get close together and decide not to make a move. Stam pulling out of the move.
Gamey's just not got the speed compared to the Williams.
You can not have the speed, but this is all about the defence here. Because there's so little overtaking opportunities at this track.
And Stam had to go for one there, and he just couldn't get the job done. He's going to have to go down the back straight here, if anything.
There isn't really a back straight, to be completely honest.
He's gonna have to wait till about lap 21 to.
Ryan Van Doom out of the race in sector 3, and Sonic Hawk with a time penalty. Where did Ryan Van Doom been it? Let's have a look. It's on the pit straight.
On the corner, yeah, on the corner.
Does he do it in pit lane? I think he's done it in pit lane.
Lee is not in. Magie's surely got to come in. Magie, no.
This should be a very simple move for the 98's car, I believe it's 98, of Stam as he runs up towards the back of the Red Bull, the yellow Red Bull versus the yellow Williams. DRS opening now on Stam's car.
The Red Bull's not even pushing. The Red Bull's on one ERS and Stam's on overtake.
Tyres are very different there. Green flags are waving in sector 1. Oh, what are the yellow flags? They are yellow flags, so it is Ryan Van Doom has retired on his own. So the car, there it is, just trundling off track and has seriously messed with Gamey's defence. So maybe he thought that the yellow flags were going to get in the way and stop Stam from overtaking.
Surely now, though, if you're Lee, you've got to be thinking, I've got to box soon, because he's on, he's got to run the hards, a solid tyre, and I think now will be the best time.
Who's that? He's got Sonic Hawk in front. There's a lot of lag coming off where we are on track, so I wonder if Sonic Hawk's lag is affecting the track right now. Lee isn't pushing, so I think he might be heading to pit lane this time round, but I think he's not pushing to try and get away, try and not get close to Sonic Hawk. Last win for Lee Nell was USA in season. When did Mike Bundy win the season? USA in season 3. Yeah, season 3 of SFR in GP2. Lee has not been What was that?
Maggie stays out. Lee's in the pits.
Maggie, she'll say it. So that's let's forget. Lee's in the race. Won't say anything. Silent commentary. When have I ever been silent? I'm going Scottish now. Whenever I get abrasive, I go Scottish. I don't know what's wrong with me. Lee opting for oh wait, no, he was on mediums, wasn't he? He's opted for hard tyres now. He should take him to the end as he has to drop behind many drivers who are yet to stop. He is in the net P1 now.
No, he's not. Benny's just overtaking him.
Where did that come from? went full Fry from Futurama then, didn't I?
Never seen it.
Really? Oh God, what do you watch?
RuPaul's Drag Race? No.
I mean, I do.
I don't watch. No, I don't.
I
I like
involved.
RuPaul. I don't like the Queens. I reportedly almost lost it there, heart in mouth.
Heart in mouth moment for the 72 car, and now Billy's not going to be kind with his defence here, is he?
However, Billy's got 3 lap older tyres, and he's going to push like mad.
No, says Laser Lord. What are you knowing, Aaron?
Isn't Laser Lord at Alfa Romeo? Or at least he was last season.
Laser Lord's house.
Okay, he was at Alfa Romeo last season. As Mad G comes in the pits. So
That sounded like you're about to burst into a rap there. Mad G's about to come to the pits. Full Stormzy. I don't understand what a Stormzy is. I know what a Stormzy looks like, but I don't know what a Stormzy is. I'm old! Lee now already within DRS now of the car in front. DRS open as he powers down the straight now, passing Mad G. And I do just become a Jamaican whenever I say his name.
No racist, not racist.
No, I had a mate, right? I had a mate, who, I still have him. He's a 6'3" tall Jamaican. He's obviously big black guy. He's got this massive beard. His dreads are down to past his belt, right? And I said to him one day, I said, "Do you know what, Kane? I made brownies last night." And he just looked at me, bold as brass, in the middle of town at about 10 a.m. Jamaican brownies? And I went, "You know you're a stereotype, right?" And he found it hilarious.
Okay. Interestingly, Chris has gone up to 7th.
Yeah, Chris's AI stopped for him, so maybe Chris's AI had the best idea. As we look on lap 20, we have 16 more laps of the race.
Billy's gone on the grass, but he goes wide. Lee's caught up a hell of a lot. This is gonna favour Chris now. Billy goes a bit wide. Look at the gap kind of. Lee's got to go for the move now though, because as we've said before, track position is everything here.
Lee doesn't have any penalties. Billy does have a penalty. He won't sit behind him though for 15 laps. No way, no how, no foul, no cowl. I don't know, I ran out of rhyme.
So you ended it with Simon Cowell?
No, I went for Batman Cowl, but you know. Billy doing the Sterling chance of sitting in the middle of a track. Lee looking to try and make an Alex Albon-esque dive, but as try as he might, he decides not to. DRS opening now on the back wing of Lee. And questions, answers.
Billy's just done a great job there, hasn't he?
He has.
He defended the right line. That was probably Lee's best opportunity, for at least for like a lap or two, you know. And he's done the job. Billy goes a bit wide again though here, and Billy perhaps overdoing it a little bit for your liking. Do you think Billy's feeling a bit pressured by Lee now?
Felix, he's still in the lobby.
Very left.
No, I'm just checking if Felix is in the lobby, because if he was, I could have brought him into commentary. 21, that, I think, with Billy's driving his race, Lee's sort of driving his race. No, I need two of my words I can't say on streams with me. A couple of one for each arm. That's what I need.
Last time we did that, it didn't go too well.
Oh, it went well. That clip was shared on a particular esports team's Twitter, which is quite entertaining.
What, the tyres go bang bang?
No. The one in Monaco when Primero went 3 wide up. Went wide the whole way through the sector 1 at Monaco. Then he battled the whole way through. Sonic Hawk left. Oh, it's a brilliant move. Go back and watch Premiere. It was really good.
Maggi getting past. Showman finally leaves. He's done. Looking at this. And interestingly, mate, Billy needs this win for Alfa Romeo's constructors' hopes.
He does, but Lee ain't going to give it up. This is Lee. This is Lee's best chance for a while.
Lee is Rick Astley. I know.
Oh.
Did you really get it?
Press F for respects of jokes, because comedy has gone out the window here. The clouds are rolling in though. Could we have some? They're saying it's dry all the time, but could we have some wet? I'd love to see a little bit of wet weather at the end of the race.
I think that would mess up Lee's flow right now. He's got the tyre advantage.
Billy, 6
Billy gets
seconds.
another penalty.
Penalty? What's that? A penalty?
Penalty.
Tyres go bang bang all over the moon, and Alex's penalty.
No, mate, it's 9 seconds for Billy. 9 seconds.
9 seconds for the Alfa Romeo. Lee can sit behind you, but what's the point in that? Go things to pit lane.
Lee won't like getting his first win behind another car, though. We know that.
Well, it's not his first win, but his first win this season.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Yeah. Clean slate, isn't it? Once you start another season.
Well, not really. You need to always respect when it comes to. Whoa, he's wide! He missed the braking point heavily there, and he just, for God's sake, Carol, my heart can't take it. My heart cannot take this anymore. I tell you what, you need to watch back Season 3's Championship Decider in GP2, because I had a heart attack on stream, and I'm not kidding.
I was with you.
Were you? I thought I had AJ with me.
It might have been.
I think I had AJ with me because he was watching, and it was. I know you had this last season when in GP2's Championship with Blaz MK and C Pasley, but I was having a heart attack.
That was on the most, without a doubt, that was heart in mouth. Lee Carroll.
Nathan Lords just said, Lee's going to win this. As a minute later, I'm going to stop talking about Lee.
Lee, do you know what happened there? Was it a lapse in concentration? There was no way
it was just, he was clearly, I saw him twiddling the dials on his steering wheel, so he was moving his ERS mode and battery around, and he just missed a braking point. Easily done here at Hungary. Might have run up a little bit on the marbles as well and sent him wide, but yeah, my heart can't take this anymore. I'm too old for this. You wonder why I'm retiring. I'm going to go back
He's slowly dropping back from Billy, so hopefully though, he can come back a couple laps time and push again, because we...
Sorry, as mentioning, we actually have the former GP3 champion in the chat. Hello! Hello, Brad.
What I'm saying, mate, is do you think Stam could extend this stint all the way?
No. I don't believe he can.
I reckon
we had this argument last week. We were trying to get tyres right last week, and I never got satisfaction of saying yes. Yes, I was right. GA in the pressure for Shadow Britain.
Because you weren't right.
I was right.
No, you weren't.
I was.
You're never right. Shut up. You're never right.
I'm not. I'm censoring myself heavily because I can say things. It's alright. I said something. I'll tell you off the stream. I said something that I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to say this because my dad's wife's dad is dying." I said, "I'm not going to say this." She said, "No, say it." And I said it, and she laughed. But it was horrible what I said. So I'll tell you off the stream.
Lee though, he's gaining.
Yeah, well, Lee's always going to gain with the younger tyres. Matt G has also got younger tyres, but I don't think Matt G has the pace to win.
I think Matt G's just got to try and defend from gamey things. That's his goal.
Gamey is going to be very fast in these closing stages of the race, but
do you know what? I reckon I'm biting the bullet and saying Stam's going to hold out here.
I don't believe he can.
No, I don't think he will, but I think that's his...
Earlier on I said, can they do 35 laps on the hards? And I thought that was or 30 laps on the hards, that was a potential chance. There is a chance... I'm doing the full... What's that meme now where the woman drinks something, pulls her face and does the other face?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know memes. I am an old boy.
I'm looking at do you know the maths gif where the guy looks and all these like maths equations pop up?
Oh yeah. That's my face whenever I'm in maths. Especially with that my hand right now, which is actually incredibly burnt. It's really sore.
However, though, Billy in that should be much faster, but Stam's got good speed.
He has, but Stam also has a difference. He's got Lee's prerogative of not having to do anything, just sort of having to sit there and drive a car. Shadow Britain on the back of GA cannot get through. Let's have a look at someone else. Here's Vesely getting passed by Chris. Vesely, oh my hand, sorry. I'm going to have to do this one-handed now for a bit because my hand's too sore. Vesely's in trouble. Vesely's going slow.
He's been doing a naughty accent for too long.
What? No, I burnt my hand with coffee today.
Oh, he's missing an end plate, mate. I'll be why.
Oh, so was there contact? Gaming things are faster down the track. Was there contact between Chris and Vesely?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Well, go away.
So the Mercedes pits. He's going to come out, I think, about P10 or P9, sorry, with the gap. So the Mercedes in the pitting. Let's follow him into the pits and see what the Mercedes crew can do for the man from Norway.
Stam's got a 5-second penalty.
and that'll impede him about as much as a fly landing on the F1 driver's nose.
If it was Roman Grosjean, he'd probably run to the steward and try to get the fly penalised.
If it was Roman Grosjean, he'd crash into the wall and blame it on Ericsson somehow.
I think Ericsson wouldn't be racing. I think Ericsson's
going to be in America and just hear, what the hell, I crashed! It's Ericsson's fault, and he's going to go, what have I done? What did I do this time? Just put one tweet out saying Grosjean's a bad driver.
Now losing time to Billy.
I think that's more Lee conserving his tyres and Billy maybe pushing a little bit. Potential questions, answers. Maybe Billy's heated up to try and just go, hey, I want to win this race. I want to try and get the gap to win this race.
I don't think he's got the laps, though. Mate. I don't think he's got the laps.
I think he can. A mistake will happen from one driver, and he will get the good power. But remember, his tyres may go, as Felix would say, bang, bang. So, looking at the leader, here's Stam. He's still going faster.
Lee now begin to close that gap.
Stam could do it, says Later Lord. So, yeah, it's always questions and answers. Stam, I really like Stam's helmet. It more sort of matches the older Williams design. I like it.
That's that. Lee now going to close the gap. Just like a little bit there, but he gets a bit bumpy over the chicane. Doesn't lose any time, though. He's following Lee through here. He's not really attacking it. He's got a smooth flow.
The man from the moon has spoken. He said that 32 laps on the hards, the tyres will go bang bang. So
they'll be close, that's for sure. Lee, mate, look how much Lee's closed the gap.
Billy's
Billy making a mistake.
I wonder if Billy's having a just a period where the hard tyres are not working for the car.
Has Lee got the DRS because he's lost? Oh, there's this.
No, yes. Yo, yes, no, yes, but he has. Whoa, that's naughty weaving there from Billy, but I don't think it'll impede Lee too much. But that will really put Lee off. I get you're going to try and warm your tyres up, but he did move a few times there.
I mean, I think that the defensive service that Lee wasn't all that close. There was a 6/10 gap.
If he was trying to break the toe there by weaving, that by definition of the law in motor racing is illegal. Well, in Formula 1 it's illegal. If he was weaving to warm his tyres up and it isn't deemed that he caused to break the toe, then
what I'm saying
yes,
is
it's fine.
Billy's mistake there was to help Stam, so if Stam does get to the end. Stam's dominated this race, hasn't he? He's had a very good one.
Anything can happen. He can have a puncher later on.
Billy's made another mistake.
So Billy making more mistakes now as he's pushing, he's overdriving the Alfa Sauber right now, isn't he? I've started calling it that because Kravitz said it. I quite like it. I think he's overdriving that car horrendously right now. Is Billy in the Alfa?
Yeah, it's just so difficult, isn't it? You can't really judge it. You get one corner wrong in every sector, they all go a bit wrong, and you can't really get the maximum you'd like. And Lee, he'll be relishing this, won't he?
Lee is going to think. I think the only thing going through Lee's head right now is, for God's sake, can I get past this guy? He's not going to be relishing anything. He's just thinking, let me get through, for God's sake. Why can't I get through? What's wrong? Is my engine lagging? What's happening? He's ran wide there as Lee's starting to get frustrated. He'll be on the radio saying, I want everything.
He'll be thinking he's running the 2018 Honda Power Unit. And
2018 wasn't bad.
Okay, 2015.
That was blowing up.
Can Lee get to the end of the race? We'll find out soon.
Engine failure. Engine failure.
Yeah, a GP2 engine.
I like Honda, that's the thing, so I can't say anything because I want a Honda. So, you know. I actually want a Civic. I really like the new shape of the Civic. That means nothing to you, but I do like it. Lee...
What's a Civic?
Not, do you not... Oh, are you genuinely putting my leg there?
I don't know what's a
Civic. You don't
Civic.
know what a Honda Civic is?
Is it a type of car? Mate,
yeah, it's
cars
a type of car, yeah.
You know that.
Well, give me things. There's lag from... Oh, God, there's horrendous lag to the point I'm actually going to switch off these guys. So Lee is going to be on the radio, emulating Charles Leclerc and just saying, I want everything, and I want engine modes. Give me everything. And France will be saying, they'll
be replying, we're giving you everything, this is it. Billy's just doing enough here, but now he's in the substitute, DRS on, it's Lee now, Billy breaks the switching, beautiful, Gamey gets past Mad.
Maggie in the pit lane, and Lienel is closing, the Silver Red Bull is charging, and the Alfa Sauber, though it has history in Formula 1, does Alfa Romeo, I think, that Toro Rosso are looking to take that away.
Will Stam box? Because he's got a 16-second gap.
That's not enough.
What do you think I can catch these guys?
But would you take the arrogance and do that? Because it can all go wrong.
Yeah, because my tyres could blow up.
There comes the point of no return, where you choose to pit and choose not to. I had a race in Bahrain. I literally, as I came around the final corner and got to the line, my tyres blew as I crossed the line. So, it's a risk of reward thing, and I think Stam's going to carry on.
Look at Lee.
Closer and closer to the back.
Billy doesn't want to give him anything, does he? Billy doesn't want to give him any inch.
No, give him an inch and give him a mile. Will, the man from Lancashire.
Well, Billy's thinking of the constructor's title.
Billy is thinking about this race. I'm thinking he doesn't want to finish behind Lee. And DRS is going to open. Lee's going to charge. Billy, that's one move to the inside line. Lee's going to try and get to the outside line. Whoa! What was that? And Lee's going to have seen that. Oh, he's up underneath him though. Is Lee? DRS is going to open. And he's through into P2.
Smart. Good move.
And Billy is going to, well, hopefully understand that he's not going to get that back right away. 15 lap worn tyres versus 12 lap worn tyres. Now Lee goes after. He's weaving a lot. Something's wrong with the car, unless he's not saying thank you because he had to battle for that. But yeah, I don't know why so many people are weaving right now. Lots of lag in the lobby as Billy runs out wide. Well, we've seen this now. I don't think Stan would even think about pitting right now. I think there comes the point of no return where he will keep driving nonetheless.
Push.
Billy has wing damage, apparently. No, does he? No? I don't think he does. No, he doesn't. That's just how the Alfa Romeo's wing is, you know? They went for a different wing, remember?
I think he's got bad tyre grip at the minute.
I think that's just a statement of the Alfa Romeo, to be completely honest. Now we'll see whether Billy can get back at Lee. He's just dropped out of a second just as he gets to the detection zone. That's going to really annoy the Alfa Romeo driver. And the Toro Rosso is going to be... What is the weaving? Okay, so I'm glad to see that he wasn't just weaving when he's got a car behind him. Because that's what I was worried about. If he was weaving...
The tyres aren't working for him, I don't think.
Well, they're not working, Pit. He's got the gap behind him. He can jump past Gamey.
Yeah, but with this weaving, will that give the boost to Gamey to perhaps give it a go? I don't know, because Billy's got to be careful of his tyres.
Gamey won't see that. I think if Billy's got to be careful, then Stam's got to be careful right now. Stam's driving this like a granny in a car park right now. He's not wanting to give up anything. Cold tyres, maybe. I don't see how Billy has got cold tyres though. To be completely honest, he's been pushing all this time. So either he's not overheated them because he's not sliding. He's just got a problem. I wonder if he's caught up now. Oh, he's caught up dramatically now, but he's going off wide. That's the fastest mile on track in P8. We're getting the extra fastest lap point.
And here's Lee's teammate in front of him.
Oh, this should be very interesting. Oh, this should be very fun now. Shadow Britain will get the call. Get out of the way. Do not get involved. Oh god, if he's taken out by lag this time, I think Lee will actually throw his PlayStation out the window and loan his controller.
Well, I don't. Shadow Britain gets the way. Good job there from the. Toro Rosso going in between them.
Now he'll get the radio message. Don't get out the way. Stay in the way. Oh, he's not making it easy. He's really not made it easy for him, has
he? Bit cheeky, maybe. Bit cheeky.
That was perfectly fine. You still let him through. There was a gap on the inside. It just made it a little bit more difficult than it had to
be. If it wasn't Lee now, would you agree? If it was
I would agree. That's perfectly within the remit. That's team games. If we're playing on the team games, then everything that is in Silverstone is fine.
Okay. I'm just basing that off your opinions from Silverstone.
Well, that's different because it's lap car condition. He still let him through under lap car conditions. Which is within the remit of the 3 light boards. He just made it a little bit more difficult than it had to be.
Sam's got 2 laps to go now.
The
It's looking good for him.
the question returns now: Will Stam's tyres make it? He's again driving like a granny in a car park. His tyres are heavily blistered on one side as the Williams comes through towards sector 2. I think he can afford to take this much easier, but he has got a lapped car ahead of him of Sonic Hawk. So is he going to just try and lay back and not run the risk? Because Sonic Hawk lead drop back to try and not run the risk against him as well because of the lag.
I'm just going to follow him now and see how he does. He's really struggling, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm looking at Stam as well because there's no other battles on track. But he's not pushing. He's sort of just driving with his knees at this point, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. These corners are like, this one ain't going to help the tyres. No,
just sat there thinking, oh, it's like you got a bag of eggs in the back of the car. A bag of eggs? Well, yeah, a bag of eggs. Okay, we're going to go with this. A bag of eggs in the back of the car, and you're going to try and be as gentle as possible to not break
that
those eggs.
That doesn't seem practical.
It doesn't seem practical at all, does it? So that's why I failed on Dragon's Den.
He's not boxing.
Oh, that's finally one. It's taken him 34 laps, but he's finally got a penalty. But Stam now starts the final lap of the race here in Budapest. Well, this has been rather entertaining, hasn't it?
Absolutely. It looked a bit bleak at the beginning with lag issues, but it's turned to one of the best of the season, in my opinion. And I mean, what a race this man's driven. He's got to come out of nowhere, didn't he? We all thought Lee was in the net race lead.
Well, in fairness, earlier on in the race, I did say Stam would make it, so smug.
No, you said he wouldn't make it. I said he would.
No, I said that he still wouldn't be shot to win the race.
Chat.
Look back. I said that he was in the chance, still within the chance to win the race.
Yes, I was talking about the tyre strategy. He went, no, he won't make it.
Well, you still might not. There's still a few more corners to go. He is driving. Wow! I thought he went there for a moment. He put his tyre in another way, and now Stam has only got a few more obstacles to take.
He's done it.
I think, to be honest, from now, even with a punctured tyre, he can make it to the end. So the 96 car is coming through the penultimate turn right now. It's another bit of silverware to go back to Grove for Williams. And Stam's going to come through the final corner now, and he's going to win the race as slow as he likes through the final corner, and he is going to cross the line in P1. Well done to Stam. The SFR community is about to go nuts because both the old boys have got something to do, something to be proud of this season, but Lee's done it better than me. He's crossing the line, he gets second place here, and Billy finishing out in P3.
Will Gamey, how many penalties does Gamey have? Will Gamey pip him?
Gamey does pip him in the end.
I thought he did.
So Gamey on the podium, 2 Hondas and a Williams. Oh, battles aren't done though. Psychometer under pressure from Vesely on the last lap of the race.
And Vesely will give it everything.
Now, questions will be held about lag, but this is still racing here on the last lap of the race. Oh, they touch! And 15 lap worn medium, versus 9 lap old mediums. This can all go wrong.
But I believe Vesely just line himself up to get the move.
I don't think the run's long enough.
Oh no!
Oh, and he will be classified P8 because he wasn't lapped. So P8 goes to Vesely and no fault of his own. But the win tonight goes to Stam.
Absolutely, and I mean, what a drive Stam made there. That was a phenomenal bit of racing.
What a brilliant race.
Singing a non-copyright theme song. Don't you worry about it.
So, who comes out on top? Who's come up with them? Random bloke from Williams has joined them on the podium. I see that they've added, I finally noticed that they had people on there as well. I like to point it out. Random bloke from Williams is going to get the trophy for Williams, and Lee squirting Stam, as Lee often squirts people. This is going to really annoy. I can't do interview. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. Well, okay, Lee. I'll bully you later. I'll do it in chat.
Oh, Lee can't join us.
Yeah. I think I know why.
Is it because he's allergic to you?
No. Oh, God. Quick, get that away. So, Here are the results. Barring any issues of investigation, Stam wins the race from third ahead of Linnell with a penalty finishing in P2, showing that the old boy's still got life left in him. Gaming Things finishing in P3 ahead of Billy in P4, Matt G in P5, and Chris making it back to P6 though, with a lot of questions possibly about him. No, I love you, Chris. Mitch finishing in P7 ahead of Wesley in P8 and Jürgen Mel in P10, and Jürgen Mel in P9 and Jürgen Mel in GA in P10. I'll get there eventually. As I was saying, Shadow Brady in P11 and Sonic Hawk in P12. The DNS were Ryan Van Doom, Trainman, Hagen, Fester, Sven, and Ash, who did not make it to the flag. That was terrible, but we'll only get one driver in for interviews tonight. That will be Gaming Things, and you will be interviewing him, Alex.
Alright, thank you.
Seeing as you've got to invite him. I can suggest him, but you will invite him. Oh, did you? I can invite him. Already Billy's already complaining, saying that he should get P3. I think something earlier might have happened in the race that we haven't seen. Have you got Game Things? Because I can suggest them. Okay. I don't know. Something may have happened earlier on in the race, but from what I've seen, he said that his tyres cooked so badly at the end. Well, in fairness, weaving doesn't help. Weaving actually makes it worse. So, the more you know. So, we will see what happens as we wait now for the interviews to begin. And I'm going to take a nice backseat role. And Lee's saying he was miles off winning the race. And I'm going to send Lee a
We all believed in you, Lee.
I'm going to say Lee a congratulations pick. Okay. What I just sent him cannot be shown on stream.
More nudes.
Would you like to see it, Alex?
It depends what. Yeah, sure, go on. As Gaming Things joined us, congratulations, Gaming Things on P3. How you feeling?
Sorry, Gary, I'm not laughing at you, mate. I'm laughing at something else.
Hello, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, we can hear you.
So, Gaming P3, how you feeling after that one?
I am really happy.
Unexpected P3. Do you think you would have perhaps preferred to finish P3 on track, or do you think you'll take this one?
I will admit, me being in third place is very lucky, but I don't care. A podium's a podium.
Before this race, was that what you were hoping for, or did you think it would be a lot lower?
Well, to be fair, I didn't really know where I was going to finish because you can't really predict them. But I definitely say one thing: I definitely was not expecting them to finish third.
Absolutely, and we head forward next week. How are you feeling about that one?
Spa. What, Spa?
Absolutely, Spa. Difficult circuit. How are you feeling about
that? To be honest, Spa is one of my strongest circuits. Actually, I know the track pretty well. The only problem maybe is obviously you got warm tyres or cold tyres, and you could have a little bit of a spin when you're going up the hill into P1 and Radial.
So expecting big things from you next week then. And JB, do you have any questions for Gaming? I know this was a quick one, but does anyone drive here today?
No questions. Nonetheless, congratulations to you, Gaming. There is one question. Did you have any incidents in that race that you'll be taking to the stewards? Just because I'm nosy.
No, I didn't have any problems this race.
So you just driving on your own then?
What?
Were you just driving on your own, not getting involved in anyone?
To be fair, I think I did pretty well to avoid the chaos of the first lap, like it always is. But to be fair, there was no problems throughout the race, so there's no need to me to send anything to the stewards.
Nevertheless, though, congratulations on P3 Gaming.
Thank you. Hopefully it goes well as well.
Yeah, well, we'll see you next week for the Belgian Grand Prix. And now, back to you, Alex.
Hello.
We would interview you, but you didn't do anything in that race. So P2 was Lisa, congratulations to him, and P1 was Stam, congratulations to him. Nevertheless, though, what was that race? Because it was rather entertaining.
Yeah, so one of my favourites of the season, not in terms of action, but in terms of anticipation. It didn't disappoint, and I think it was one of the best Hungarian Grand Prix I've ever actually seen in real life or game.
Just because I have to make it, can you look at your messenger? I want to have his reaction on stream to this, because Lee knows what I've sent him.
I really hope this isn't horrible.
I'm waiting on what? This is so unprofessional, I don't care.
Right. I'm gonna need some context.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you that later. Nonetheless, so what a race here in GP3. I've broken.
All I'm saying is it was exactly what I said in the stream like 5 minutes ago.
Yep.
That's what I'll say.
Nonetheless, though, what a brilliant race that has been. Join us tomorrow, though, because SFR is not done here in Budapest. Tomorrow, GP2 drivers will be hitting the track, and we'll be seeing what James can see on commentary tomorrow at 7:25, as always, on the stream. And then Thursday, I will be back, hopefully, with Senna on commentary, who will be streaming for the first time, if I can bribe him enough to be streaming on Thursday night. Alex, have you enjoyed today?
I've enjoyed today, mate, and just can't wait to get some context on what the hell I just saw.
And we will see you next time, SFR. Have a very good time, and we'll see you later. Ta-ra, guys!
See you later, guys.